Okay, so PDF SAM, which is really PDF Split and Merge, SAM, is a really cool PDF tool. It's shareware, or not shareware, it's open source, so it's totally free. There's no cost to download it. You can go to pdfsam.org, and as Kelly and I found out, don't go to pdfsam.com because that's like a fictitious, not fictitious, it's a website designed to, you know, have you download software that you're not supposed to get on your computer probably, or it's just like I don't know what it is. It's not good, but it tries to mimic PDF SAM, and it's not the same software. But what it does, it allows you to split. You can take a PDF document. If that document might be 20. Well, I'll just read. I mean, they have a very nice write-up about it. So it's a simple tool designed to split and merge PDF files. You can split your PDF documents into like chapters or single pages. So if you have a 100-page PDF document, normally when you're working with PDFs, you can't save individual pages. Or if you want to break them all up into individual pages, you know, so take out a 100-page document and make, you know, page 1, page 2, page 3 as individual files. You can't do that because PDFs are usually locked. So this allows you to do that. If you have like 5 PDF documents, so let's say you have like somebody sent you a formal offer back, but they sent them as scans, and they scanned each page individually, so you're stuck there with 5 scans. First, you need to do is convert them into PDFs, which you can do that by you know, using PDF. There's that Primo PDF you can download. That's another open source tool, and you can print any document or print anything, and it'll print it into a PDF. And pseudo PDF files, you can bring them into PDF SAM, and you can actually merge them all together. So you take 5 documents into one. So that's pretty cool. You can extract sections of your document into a single PDF document. So if you just want to take, you know, of that 100-page PDF, if you just want to take pages 26, so like 40, and make that into a document, you can. You can mix and match alternate pages taken from 2 different documents, which is really cool. So you can actually pull up like a formal offer letter that's a PDF, and you can also pull up like the onboarding PDF we have, and you can like pull it. You can select which pages of that you want from one document, and then pick the other document, pick a couple pages from there, put them in the other document, and then make a new PDF out of that, which is really neat. So you can really do some sweet stuff. You can rotate pages, so if someone sends you a PDF or whatever, or some type of a JPEG file, whatever, once you get it back into a PDF format, if it's like upside down or the opposite way, you can rotate it, which is really nice. And those are the ones that I mainly use. There's a couple other ones that are like visually record, visually compose. I don't do that, but that'd probably be nice. Haven't really done those. So that's what you do, and you can download it just by clicking on the download button, and then you want to select the Windows installer, which will automatically install it for you. So once you have PDF SAM, usually it will show up in your Start menu. Here, you can usually under all programs, you can go to PDF SAM, usually right there, and you can find it. I put mine in my little quick start, quick launch area here, so I just click on it once it opens. And this is not a very good GUI. It's not a very good graphical user interface. It's kind of like almost like some software developer just did it, but he didn't know much about graphic developing. So it's kind of it's not as intuitive as an interface as you'd like, but I can really show you pretty easily how to navigate around it. I don't really use much up here in the file menu. I don't know what these load environments do, so I don't use them. I don't use these shortcut buttons up here. But right here you see the plugins. So the plugins are really the applications. So again, you have that alternate mix where you can take multiple PDF documents, throw them in here, and make them into one. That's pretty neat. Merge or extract. So if I want to extract, so if I want to take a 100-page document and make it into, you know, one individual page or one document per page, I can do that there. Rotate. I don't use that one because in the visual document you can do that as well, and I usually just use that one. But if you want, you can just add the file, click on you can rotation here. You have your options to rotate it, and then you can do it that way. Split, actually that merge extract is what I use to, instead of alternate mixed, I've done that to merge multiple documents. Split is what I'm talking about, where you can actually split it into multiple pages. I'll show you that. Visual document, that's the one I probably use the most. That's when you can pull up multiple PDF documents that have multiple pages, and then select the individual pages from each document that you want and make one big file, which is cool. I don't use that visual recorder either. I don't do much with the settings here. There's not too much here to do with. I just check for updates. It does it automatically, which is nice. There's alert sounds, you know, whenever you finish something. So nothing really fancy there. So that's the applications on the left. The first thing I'll demonstrate is if I want to split. So for example, we used to get paychecks, payroll reports. They used to come as 80 page, one document that has 80 pages, and in that it would have the cash requirements, it'd have the payroll journals, it'd have all the tax information, then it'd have, like, you know, 40 or 50 voided, or not voided checks, but stubs. And then if you wanted to send an individual stub to someone, you had to split it into 100 pages, or split that thing open into individual PDFs and then send them out, because you're not going to send somebody their stub and send them, you know, all 100 pages of payroll, obviously. So to do that, you always start from top to bottom in PDF SAM. So you click on Add, and then you find the document you want to add. So if I find one of those, in fact, I won't do it with the payroll, but I'll do it with a, let's see here, with our onboarding packet. So here's our onboarding packet for Intel. You know, this has got, like, I don't know, a bunch of pages, 33 pages right there. So if I wanted to make each one of those pages an individual document, I just loaded it in there, so that's good. And then split options. So if I just click on burst into single pages, that's exactly what it's going to do. You could split into odd or even pages. I'm not sure what that does. That might just, you know, do every 2 pages, or it might take pages, you know, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and put them all in one, and then pages 2, 4, 6, 8 all in the one. So you have 2 documents. Not sure, but you could always try it. You could split after these pages, so maybe you don't want to split them all. Like after page 15, you know, 15 to 33, those you want individual. So you could do that. You could put that in there and just put, you know, page 15, and that would do it after page 15. Say every 5 pages, you want to make these into, take this onboarding packet and divide it into 5, you know, send it as multiple documents, but just as 5 pages a piece. Maybe for some reason a guy can't handle having that many megabytes as an attachment or something. You could then split every 5 pages, and so you'd end up with, you know, 5 goes into 33 7 times. So you'd have, you know, 7 documents, 5 pages each of this onboarding packet. Split up the size, you could do like a megabyte, I'm assuming, yeah, 1 megabyte, 3 megabytes, and that happens sometimes. If you have like a 10 megabyte file, you might just want to send it in sections, so that's an option for you too. And then after each megabyte, it'll split them up, I'm just going to demonstrate the burst option, which does them all into one document per page. So you've done the first thing, which is the file at the top. You added that, then this burst into single pages. You've selected which split option you want, and then the destination folder is you can either do exact same as where it was in. So that's just going to put it right in this pathway, this HR documents, onboarding, Intel, whatever. Now, if I did that, obviously, if I go to that, it always takes a while to run Windows Explorer when you're doing these videos. If I did that, then of course I'm going to have this and then 100 PDFs. So I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that I put them in a new folder or something. So I can create a folder here. I can go to New if I want to and just put in Test or something. And then that gives me a new folder to put them in. And then, so instead of doing same as source, I'm going to do choose a folder, and then you can go to browse, and go back to that place I was at, HR documents, onboarding, Intel, W2, there's my test folder right there. I'm going to put it in there. So once I've gotten into the folder that I want to be in, I can hit open. Then you'll see the document path displayed right here. Now, if you've already done this a couple of times, you know, it's asking, do you want to overwrite the file if it already exists? That doesn't make a difference because I haven't done it. Compress the output files. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe that means it would make them into smaller. I've never had an issue with it. And then the output file name prefix. So you know, if these were all like, I could do onboarding packet, comma, and then it's going to put like probably a 1 after all these, I'm assuming. I'm not sure. And then when you've got all this done, you got the document loaded, you pick what split option you want, you've got the, you know what folder you're setting this to, you've named the output file if you want to, and hit run. And you see the status bar down here, 18, 22%, 30, it's processing all that. You hear a little ding. I don't know if did you hear that ding, Kelly?
Yeah, I heard it.
It all goes ding. It's kind of cool. It lets you know, it's like a easy bake oven or something. It just all of a sudden pops it ready. So then if I go back, and then, you know, obviously on this application doesn't show anything. Nothing opens automatically. So if I go back to that folder, it'll show me all those suckers in there. W2 test, and I haven't used this guy in a long time. And there, so it's onboarding packet, and it put a number 1 in front of them all. So that's pretty neat. We're actually kept the same name, which I guess I didn't need to change that onboarding packet at the end, but I put a little number on them all. There you go. You got 1-page documents, your 1-page files, all 33 pages. So that's what the split does. And again, I showed you the other options with the split. So I use that one a lot. If I want to merge 2 documents, I can add 2 PDFs. So if I go to my desktop, so here's a song called Haste to the Wedding, a PDF, and here's another one that's called In My Life by the Beatles. So I've got 2 documents there, and then I want to make those into 1 document. I can do that by, let me see if I have any more of those in here actually. Stevie Wonder Overjoyed, because I actually needed to do this. There's 3 of them. Now, if I want to change the order, all I have to do is click on one of these. Like I want to move Haste to the Wedding to the end. I could click on it and then click on this Move Down button. See how that moved to the end. I'm going to put that back at the top, which is neat. Put Overjoyed up. So there we go. I've got my order. If I want to, you know, get rid of one of these, I can hit remove. That'll remove it. If I want to clear and start from scratch, I would hit clear. That's going to erase all those from there. And then again, you always start from top to bottom. You select the destination file. I'm just going to throw that in the desktop. You'll see the file path displayed. It should. Oh, it probably wants me to select a folder, huh? I'll just do another test folder. It didn't like me just doing it right to the desktop. It should have, but it didn't. Oh, you know what I'm guessing? I'm forgetting that on this one, when you do the merge or extract, it actually wants you to overwrite the existing file. So if you notice it says destination output file, it doesn't say destination output folder. So actually, what I'm going to do, I don't know if that makes sense, but if you watch what I do here, here's In My Life. I will copy this and hit paste. And there's my In My Life copy. And I'm just going to rename that as test. And here is, probably won't be here until I refresh it. There it is, test. And then it's going to overwrite that file. And I just hit run. Again, the status bar will go. I didn't get a ding though. Where's my ding? Haha. Easy Bake Oven is ready. And then if I find test on here, I don't know where it went. Here it is. Now you can see I've got overjoyed in there, in my life, and haste to the wedding. They're all there. So that just combined them all into one document, which is neat. So that's probably, Kelly, what you were talking about. That'd be the easiest way for you to do it. You can, once you have them in PDF format, you can throw them in here, move them around, boom, you got your completed document. And then you could, you could copy a file, overwrite it if you'd like, and then, upload that to PDF Escape and put your signature on it and countersign those documents. Rotate, again, if you do the exact same thing. You can just upload a file, add it, move it, and then choose how you want to have it rotated. I don't use that one. Split we just did, and the last one, which is the coolest one I think, is visual document. And so this allows you to visually look at documents. I'll just show you. So I can add. So I'm going to go to these onboarding packages. This is how I use them mostly. And I especially do this, like, for example, Kelly, if somebody sends me a PDF of, like, let's say all of the new hire documents, their AA, their payroll documents or benefits, they send it all as one big PDF. Maybe they went to FedEx and they faxed it, and we just got one big PDF file. So what I'll do then is I'll go into this application, the visual document. I'll double click on whatever the file I need. It takes a minute, and as you can see, I'm going to add another file on here just for the fun of it. We'll put in, maybe there's a contractor here that has something that I could use. Now you see that these little hourglasses, these are big files, so normally they'll pop up right away, but now you're seeing that you can actually visually see these documents. There's little previews of them, which is great. And so I can actually go through and say, okay, whatever, I want to make a new PDF, and this is the idea of you're making a new PDF. So let's say I want to take this one here. You see I clicked on this page. If I want to say, what is this page? I can't see it good enough, I can double click it, and it opens it up large for me to see, which is sweet. Or if I want to look at this one, I can click on it. Whatever the red outline is around is what you're going to be taking action on. So what I can do is I can go down here and say move to top. So let's say I want to take this direct deposit form and put that there. Then I could go down and I want to put this page here. I could click move to bottom. That's going to put it below. And just as we did with that merge one, if I want to move, after I put them down here, like, actually I want to have this document, on the top, I can just drag and drop it if I want, which is awesome. Or I can click on this move up or down. If I have something selected, I can move that thing around wherever I want. Then what's cool, let's say you have another document, like I have this Kelly Alliance agreement, boom, I can click on that one. Then I can take a page from there, and then I can move it to the bottom. And so I've just taken two different documents up here, the onboarding packet and this Michael Kelly Alliance agreement, and I'm making my own PDF visually. So that if I want to grab that last page, you can put that on the bottom, and that's great. Again, if I want to rotate, then this is why I don't use that rotate one, because if I have this visual document, I can just click on it, rotate it right. So now I've got this document looking. It'll show me the normal. This is it didn't show it rotated because it's showing you the source file, not the edited file yet. If I rotate that, if I want to rotate this one, I can upside down. If I want to reverse it too, let's say that it came out backwards. So it's not upside down. It's not, it's like a mirror. It's the image is flipped. I can click on it and hit reverse, and it'll actually reverse the file, which is really cool. I thought that's what it did. It's not doing it though. Interesting enough. And so once you've got that done, then right, you do the same thing. And again, destination output file. So you've got to find a file that you're overwriting. So normally, if you're overwriting it, you can just do what I did, just make a copy of it. I'm not going to do that. here, but here, I'll just do it like here. Oh, there's test. Huh? Let's make a copy of that one. Test copy. Okay, so then we go back, browse, test copy, wait for our Easy Bake Oven to give us the ding, hit run. Waiting for it. Come on. Okay, and it moved the file somewhere. Here it is, test copy. And now you can see I got 4 pages of this PDF. And I've hit down. There's the one I flipped upside down. There's the one that's normal, and then I flip them into the side. So that's how this thing works. So any questions that you have, Kelly? You know?
No?
Or are you good? Cool. Yep, and then, you know, always start from top to bottom. Sometimes you'll hear this noise, like, for example, let's say that, oh, I forgot. Here's another thing. Remember how I said you have to overwrite a file? I totally forgot. This is really important. Just like right here, it says destination output file. I don't have to do that, I forgot. I totally forgot about that. If I click on a file and it's there, I can just write in a new file name. I forgot. So once it's there, I can just do this. New file name, blah, 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 right? And I can just do the same thing, run. And it'll do it that way. I don't have to like make a copy of a file and then overwrite. I totally forgot about that. I don't know where it went though. It's somewhere, but that's how you can do it a different way. I think these are them. I don't know what happened there. That doesn't look right either. Get rid of them. I guess it doesn't want me to do that, but that's how I normally do it. I just put in a new file name. I don't know where they went though. They should be around somewhere, but I know that totally works. So that way you don't have to like rewrite a file. And sometimes you get something like this. You hear a noise like this, which means something ain't right with this area, this destination output file. And here, like I actually deleted desktop instead of I put desp instead of desktop, so the file name got corrupted when I put it in here. Or sometimes you'll click on a file and maybe that file you can't overwrite or whatever. You did something funny. And so if you hear that noise, it's because you did something wrong down here. You just got to check where the file destination is. So, okay, well that concludes the PDF SAM, PDF split and merge training, and that's all I got.
All right.